How are you doing today?
Rob, doing well. How about you?
I am well. I appreciate it. And I think that's a good way to start off, even though it seems kind of generic, because we're talking about healthcare and we're talking about how to get access to medical professionals on a more regular basis. Something that feels like telehealth, I guess, is the term, has really taken off primarily out of necessity. But as people have gotten more used to this, I'm excited that WebEx is making it even easier with something called Instant Connect. And I wonder if you could help me understand more about what that is.
Sure, I'd be glad to. WebEx Instant Connect is a solution that enables all of our healthcare customers to integrate WebEx collaboration seamlessly into their healthcare record systems. Connect allows our customers to connect virtual healthcare visits to their provider groups and patient networks. My customers in the Boston area offer a wide range of services, including urgent care delivery, retail wellness, acute care management, plasma processing, sports medicine, and high-risk patient management. Many are creating ambulatory practices of the future, to where a continuum of services are linked to hybrid and digital interactions. In fact, every HMO I support is leveraging their own Cisco contact centers to provide multi-channel payer services to their members. So the problem I'm trying to solve for is offer a means for my healthcare customers to consume Instant Connect at scale or provide that service at a level of immediacy for their patients. So thus, I'm attempting to create an integration that leverage their existing investment in Cisco Contact Center in order to extend Instant Connect's capabilities for my customers.
I want to dig into that a little bit further because I want to make sure I understand. So we're talking about, when we talk about virtual visits, we're talking about enabling, let's say that, just keep it simple, I want to meet with my doctor, and similar to how we are doing right now, this is a simple way to potentially do this over with video and I guess it's the integration that I get hung up on. We're not creating any kind of medical platform here, right? How simple is this? What's kind of the delivery model?
Sure, I'd be glad to. WebEx Instant Connect is a solution that enables all of our healthcare customers to integrate WebEx collaboration seamlessly into their healthcare record systems. Connect allows our customers to connect virtual healthcare visits to their provider groups and patient networks. My customers in the Boston area offer a wide range of services, including urgent care delivery, retail wellness, acute care management, plasma processing, sports medicine, and high-risk patient management. Many are creating ambulatory practices of the future, to where a continuum of services are linked to hybrid and digital interactions. In fact, every HMO I support is leveraging their own Cisco contact centers to provide multi-channel payer services to their members. So the problem I'm trying to solve for is offer a means for my healthcare customers to consume Instant Connect at scale or provide that service at a level of immediacy for their patients. So thus, I'm attempting to create an integration that leverage their existing investment in Cisco Contact Center in order to extend Instant Connect's capabilities for my customers.
I want to dig into that a little bit further because I want to make sure I understand. So we're talking about, when we talk about virtual visits, we're talking about enabling, let's say that, just keep it simple, I want to meet with my doctor, and similar to how we are doing right now, this is a simple way to potentially do this over with video and I guess it's the integration that I get hung up on. We're not creating any kind of medical platform here, right? How simple is this? What's kind of the delivery model?
Right. We enable our customers with tools they need to enable this particular enhancement of WebEx Connect on any system. In my project, I'm using Cisco's WebEx Contact Center with WebEx Connect APIs to process the patient's request for a provider who is both available and best skilled. It would enable me to map each provider's medical competency to a common set of specialty skills. I will also have real-time presence of each provider to determine if they are on a telehealth session or not. And finally, WebEx Contact Center will manage the aggregate of providers intelligently, connecting them to patients with no change in patient experience.
Well, I would like to make it easier for me to get in touch with my doctor because I've not been happy with I don't even know how they're doing it. I just know it half the time that it doesn't work. But can you walk me through kind of what is the experience? I assume it's not doctors that really are the ones that mess with this on getting it set up and ready to go, but they're definitely the ones that are going to be using it when it comes to daily, or at least their staff. What's involved from the medical provider side to get this going, and kind of what does that experience look like?
Sure, Rob. From a provider standpoint, they will continue to use the same WebEx Meetings user experience for scheduled visits. For these new use cases, however, I'm introducing an on-demand feature, and to that end, my demo will use WebEx Contact Center to perform real-time telehealth routing and provider selection. I will also demonstrate a new user interface for the provider so they have a real-time heads-up display of the patient they will engage with. Features such as EHR integration, screen pop, and meetings control are all key features to support patient requests in real time. Here it is. We call it Finesse, the provider multi-channel desktop. You will see an alert and patient data pushed to the provider to engage in an on-demand telehealth visit. After accepting the patient request, the WebEx Contact Center will automatically create a two-party WebEx meeting session and bring in both the patient and providers together. I just demonstrated the routing and delivery of a WebEx Instant Connect session and the providers readout and control of the meeting. And because it's built around WebEx meetings, the provider has full use of all the available collaboration tools. Now, while I'm demonstrating healthcare, our customers can tune their own video contact center experiences to suit their individual customer care needs, regardless of vertical.
Okay, so it's very straightforward. And so let's flip over to the patient side, and I'm just kind of curious about the interaction there. So I would assume that to really increase accessibility through this, you guys have focused on making this simple. What's involved for me or anyone else as a patient on this?
Sure, the experience is WebEx Instant Connect, Rob. Our customers can embed their own branding and options, such as a checkbox to request an on-demand telehealth visit, right from their own browser or mobile device. They do not have to download or set up conferencing software. WebEx Contact Center does the rest all behind the scenes.
I can't tell you how happy that makes me, because I like things that just work. And you're talking about something that really, I don't know if it's a single click, and it probably depends on the provider, but essentially from the Cisco perspective, the customer is not even, it sounds like, needs to be aware that it's WebEx on the back end. Everybody is just doing what they need to do, and the video and the audio is being shared. Does the patient need to log in or have any kind of WebEx account or any kind of credentials like that?
No, users can be anonymous. However, there are customer experience and OpEx customer benefits when providers have visibility to a patient's medical record number. Patients save an average of 30 seconds per meeting when the providers know who they are engaging with and why at the point of contact. Cisco Contact Center can pull patient data directly from EHR systems like Epic to supplement the required context for the provider. Also, this data can be used to assist Contact Center in routing the request to other parts of the customer's lines of care or lines of business.
Well, let me throw this curveball at you then. Let's say that I'm taking care of my mother and I'm kind of an advocate for her, but she's in a different city and I'm trying to help her interact with the doctor because I sometimes will step in to translate, and just kind of maybe take better notes and kind of keep things aware. Is it possible for this to have, even though you're saying how simple it is and eliminating options, but what about having multiple parties on either side of that call, doctor side or patient side?
Good question, Rob. Here is the provider using the Finesse desktop. He's requesting a WebEx Meetings conference. Through our integration of WebEx Meetings into the Finesse desktop, I can select a provider directly or use a medical specialties-based routing in the contact center to select an available person. Here, I simply select the person and WebEx Contact Center instructs WebEx Meetings to bring the person in. Rob, using your analogy, I can bring in someone to the session not connected to my provider. It could be a family member or someone from, let's say, interpretive services. The doctor simply uses the WebEx Meetings UI to invite that participant.
Wow. This feels what I like about it feels very light. And so we're not part of the medical. Obviously, there's probably more application providers on the medical record side than I'd ever care to understand. But the idea is that doesn't matter because the way in which we interact is pretty standards based, it sounds like, and it doesn't affect that. Simple to implement. And then most importantly, patients can do this. And it sounds like, just to make sure I'm clear on this one, since it's browser based, that means any device. So mobile phone or PCs, Macs, whatever you have laying around, right?
Yeah, Rob. PC, Mac, mobile endpoint.
I like what you guys have done here. Is there anything else I forgot to ask you that we need to make sure and throw in?
This integration is available today for our customers via our Contact Center Solutions Plus partner program. If you're interested, please reach out to your Cisco Contact Center product sales specialist. In keeping with this quarter's warrior theme of integration, I wanted to go outside my comfort zone of Contact Center and explore what can be done to transform WebEx into a care platform. Here is a high-level map of what I demonstrated. I first built a crude prototype of creating and manipulating meetings outside WebEx using our APIs and nothing else. I created a few simple flows and over time felt it was ready for the next step, which is integrating it to the call center.
Now, our call center software has its own set of APIs, one being a routing client, which we use as engineers to integrate third-party systems such as chat and emails. Our ECE, or chat and email system, is a product that uses this exact API. The other challenge for me was, how far do I take this project? As TSAs, we're mindful of the custom work we do. We have to balance doing enough to close the technical sale, but avoid the work being used in production because that's subject to attack level support expectation. So I shopped this integration to potential suitors inside and outside Cisco and selected UpstreamWorks. UpstreamWorks is a long-standing Solutions Plus provider for contact center, and they also happen to have a Cisco routing client integration in place today. So I handed them the code, worked with them over time, to put this on their platform. And today, this solution is commercially available and is deployed as either a prem or cloud solution. Here is a brief snapshot of the contact center configuration to support WebEx meetings and WebEx Instant Connect. I'm building a set of new media routing domains, and that's really what I use to actually set up WebEx meetings as a new channel in the contact center. So there's a way of doing that. So I'm creating the routing domain, endpoints, video flow numbers, and so forth, and even variables to contain the WebEx org ID, keys, and meeting IDs that I need in order to orchestrate these experiences. I even created a set of skills and precision queues, right? These allow our customers to define each resource's strengths and weaknesses. So medical specialty, medical subspecialties, and maybe what the roles are, right? Then I created a simple flow that takes the WebEx Instant Connect request and routes queues that request to an available provider or agent. Because these integration points enable me to set up any media channel in WebEx Contact Center, I use the same tool set to perform these functions for all media types: a phone call, SMS, email, live chat. The call center agent's finesse desktop workflow for voice and WebEx meetings is exactly the same. So if I want to pick up a phone call or a WebEx meeting, it's literally the same button on the agent's desktop. So video engagement is also just another channel for real-time and historical call center reports. That's very important. So we already have the solution, the reports, command and control, and visibility and visualizations already in place with Contact Center. So thank you for your time and have a good day.